You are about to hear a conversation involving three talented business professionals who have joined together to launch an amazing new product. Rodney Larsen is the CEO of Zija International. His experience includes consulting for small companies and negotiating multi-million-dollar deals with Fortune 500 companies. Brad Stewart is the president of Zija International. Brad's distinguished career involves building his own successful companies as an entrepreneur, authoring books and publications, and hosting a nationally syndicated talk show on business and finance. Russ Bianchi is the product formulator and advisor to Zija International. Russ is the formulator of Zija's Moringa oleifera beverage and the new product being introduced in this CD. Listen now as they discuss XM3, a triple threat, all in one product being launched by Zija International.
Russ, great to be on the phone with you here. We've got myself, Brad Stewart, and Rod Larsen, our Chief Executive Officer. We're going to take a few minutes and just go through some of the details of what's happening within our industry and talk a little bit about an exciting product that's near and dear to your heart. But first, for those that obviously have had an opportunity to get to know you, Russ, this will not be redundant to them because we all like to hear about your credentials. And for those that are new to the company and new to this product, could you just take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself and your relationship to the company Zija?
Yes, I run a company called Adept Solutions Incorporated. Simply put, we do three things. We either create products from scratch, we convert existing brands, or we stabilize and improve shelf life on products. I've been around the business now going on over 3 decades. I'm a member of the International Society of Pharmaceutical Engineering, the American Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists, the Institute of Food Technologists, the American Association of Cereal Chemists, and I'm actually a former officer of the American Association of Candy Technologists. I deal in 5 areas of product development: pharmaceutical, dietary and nutritional supplementation, cosmetics, flavoring, as well as food and beverage branding. And my background is in biochemistry and human metabolization.
Russ, for the past couple of years, we've had the privilege of working with you. You were introduced to the company Zija because of your esteemed credentials and because of your reputation within the food and beverage industry globally. Mr. Ken Brailsford, the founder of Zija International, engaged you to formulate a unique product line from a botanical that is known as the miracle tree. Could you just take a moment and share with us the short version of how you became involved with Zija and the products that you created based around the Moringa plant?
It's an interesting story. Normally we're by referral, but I received a phone call one day, kind of a cold call, and the opening line was from Mr. Brailsford and his team, and they said they had this tree, and they wanted to put it into a bottle. And the way my mind works, it was provocative because I was thinking, gee, do I need to go out and get one of those gardener shredders and feed the tree in and then put sawdust into a bottle? And long story short, they talked about Moringa oleifera. They talked about what they wanted to do, and then they told me they were from multi-level marketing, and I literally hung up the phone because I'm not from that world. And I viewed that world with great suspicion because it violated my 5 rules of formulating, which are simply put, if it's orally ingested, it must taste great, it must meet an economic model, it must be replicable on a mass-producible basis without reinventing the wheel, it must be regulatory compliant for the category of delivery it's in, but most importantly, if it's functional, providing functionality or claiming functionality, it must do what it says. And MLN to me was always about them hyping some berry, fruit, bush, leaf, burning bush for all I know, and simply not delivering on probably the first and the last, both in flavor and true efficaciousness. So long conversations went on with Mr. Brailsford, but basically he wanted something that was totally efficacious. We agreed that the quality was going to be maintained. And then when I received the samples of Moringa oleifera, I was very disappointed in myself because it was going to be a major challenge to overcome the golden rule of flavor and taste above and beyond that of efficaciousness. And in point of fact, I failed 143 times before succeeding in what is truly a wonderful deliverable product in Zija today, changing the lives literally of millions of people in terms of the wholesomeness and absorbability of an incredibly wide scope of nutrients found in Moringa oleifera. We've known for a long, long time that Moringa oleifera in the botanical and in the scientific research that's published out there was good, but the problem was you had to orally ingest it, and no one could overcome the flavor and stability issues, which we did in Zija.
Russ, since you've mentioned the Moringa oleifera and how good it is for us, do you think you could highlight maybe the top 3 to 5 things or aspects about Moringa that you find nutritionally beneficial for humans?
I could go on for hours, actually. Suffice to say that there are all of the essential amino acids properly sequenced in this product. And in Zija, it is enzymatically alive and active, so it's available for absorption. There are anti-inflammatories in this at very high potency and dosage levels. There are antioxidants in this. There are anti-carcinogens in this. There is a full complement of all the essential needed vitamin and mineral values in this. There are all the omegas in there that are talked about and touted today. And the beauty is all of this is in one small little can for an average person who's taking a can a day, as opposed to tablets and capsules and other concoctions that are out there that simply are synthetic, not absorbable, not recognizable, and essentially a waste of money. So what's being delivered here in Zija simply does not exist elsewhere in the MLM business, dietary and supplement business, and I dare to say both food and beverage as well as pharmaceutical in many aspects.
Thank you. It's safe to say for the last 2 years we've enjoyed the front-runner position of being first to market with Moringa oleifera products. You have formulated for us our first 2 products, the Smart Drink, which is a 5.5-ounce delivery of liquid Moringa oleifera beverage, and our second product, the Smart Mix, which is a powdered product in a sachet that people can mix with water. So these have been great products for us and have led us to being a foundational Moringa oleifera company. And as we've been looking at our company and looking at the industry and the world at large, seeing what trends exist out there, we're particularly intrigued with the baby boomers and those of us in the world that are concerned with our health. We all are part of that segment, Brad. You and I are both fledgling baby boomers, right?
That's right.
And we want more out of life, just like all baby boomers. We want our activity level to be good. We want to look and feel good. We care about what we consume. So we have the Smart Drink and the Smart Mix, and we see 3 specific trends that baby boomers and everyone at large is looking for in their lives. Brad, you want to hit on those?
In my opinion, and I know that it's shared by literally millions and millions of people all over the world, there's a number of things we all want, but it's pretty safe to say that everybody, if they can find it, are looking for ways to enhance and improve and bolster and maintain or sustain energy. We live in a fast-paced time, and it's pretty apparent with the energy drink market, which I think we should talk a little bit about in a moment, that that's a big deal in the world. The other one is weight management, weight control, not necessarily weight loss. A lot of times people are just looking for a means and a way to maintain what they have, and a lot of people are looking for appetite control. I know that's one of the big things I'm after is appetite control. And the last one, Rod, if you're alluding to that, is just the wellness industry in general, the supplement industry. People are taking so many different things to enhance their intake of food. Those are the 3 big ones: weight management, wellness industry, and the energy industry in general.
Fantastic. So that's a huge market, something that we're interested in. Specifically, we're interested in delivering a product that's not just provides the energy that you want, but does it without giving you the negatives of many of the current products in the energy market. Let's jump over to appetite and weight loss. Those markets are huge, right? Can you go through that?
Those are literally hundreds of billions, if not over $1 trillion in market share, just domestically, let alone globally. The big fundamental problem in appetite control is the dumbing down of the food chain in America. In the last 45 or so years, we've seen the average American doubling their total consumption of calories and still not being satisfied or satiated and still grazing belly up to the bar, so to speak, in terms of food. 2/3 of all the meals in the United States are eaten outside the home. We really don't even know what we're consuming because it doesn't have a label on it in a cafeteria, restaurant, a fast food place, or otherwise. So the result is we have lots of choices in America, but in terms of nutrient values to trigger the correct hormonal release in the brain to say, I'm no longer hungry, I'll stop eating, it doesn't exist in the food and beverage chain to a great extent anymore. And that's why it's so important with products like Zija, as well as what we're talking about here in these categories, to get products that have true absorbability with great safety.
Well, then that would lead us right into the nutrition industry, the third focus of our new product. The first two having been, once again, appetite or weight loss, energy, natural energy, sustainable energy. Can you talk briefly about the nutritional deficit of food and how Moringa itself is such a great nutritional adjunct in life?
We used to eat from 4 basic food groups that were unprocessed in the 60s, and we consumed half the calories that we do today as average Americans. We're overfed and undernourished, to simply put it. And it doesn't take a formulator like me or a rocket scientist to figure out what's wrong. All you have to do is walk outside and look at the girth of the nation, the obesity epidemic in America, the diabetes epidemic, the hypoglycemia, attention deficit disorders, cardiovascular disease, nutrient deplete forms of cancer. It's rampant in our society, and it all goes back to the food chain. The old saying, you are what you eat, is absolutely true. And what we're bringing to the picture for folks that are busy on the go and don't have the opportunity to sit down for a home-cooked meal, we're bringing real absorbable nutrition to them that is benefiting their lives, helping with their control and weight, helping with their long-term attention and mental clarity, and so many other aspects.
Russ, I think it would be great at this point in time for those that are listening in with us and enjoying this conversation, just to do a little quick recap. Russ Bianchi is the food formulator, world-renowned. He's here with us discussing today the Moringa company, Zija International, a company that's come to the forefront of taking a botanical worldwide, finding a means and a way in a proprietary blend to extract the most from it. We have 2 products, Smart Mix and the Smart Drink, and we've spent some time now addressing and creating a third product, which we're going to introduce at this point in time. We've created a product that does 3 things. I mean, these are 3 big whammies. The first one is appetite control. The second one is not only energy, but it's natural energy, bioavailable, usable, sustainable, and long-lasting. And the third one is pure nutrition, not just nutrition, but the kind of nutrition that makes a difference in the dumbed-down food chain and all of the things that we experience in life and going about eating. We actually one of the best botanicals in the world. Something in the neighborhood of 500,000 botanicals are known to man, and Moringa by many is considered to be the most nutrient-rich and dense full gamut symphony of nutrients that you could possibly have all in one place. This new product, which we'll unveil here as we're talking about it, we have titled XM3. We call it the Extreme Moringa Drink, XM3. So with that, Rod, why don't you jump in and let's set the stage and have Mr. Bianchi talk about what comprises this unbelievable product of XM3, where we've combined literally 3 massive industries into one incredible category-creating product.
Perfect. Mr. Bianchi, let's cover the active ingredients. There's 5 or 6 we ought to mention and cover with some detail. The first, of course, being Moringa. We've already covered the nutrient density, the 5 or 6 specific benefits that we focus on with Moringa oleifera. Let's talk for a moment then about natural green tea concentrate. Can you give us a hint about the nutrient and beneficial properties of green tea?
Green tea has been used, as we all know, in Asia probably for at least 10,000 years in cultivation. You don't see any obese people per se in most Asian cultures. There's a reason why. There's a correlation, again, to what we are, in part to what we eat and consume. Green tea is wonderful in terms of hormonal balance of serotonin, leptin, and other satiety hormones from the brain. And as a result of that, it also triggers what's called ketosis, or burning of body fat. So your body is aligned in terms of weight control, weight management, and overall health. So green tea has been known literally thousands of years to have these benefits. We're using an all-natural version of very high potency at very efficacious dosage levels in XM3. It's an integral part of the product. I might backtrack just a little on Moringa also, that the amount in XM3 of our 5 constituent proprietary blend components of Moringa are equal to that in servings that you're getting both in the Zija drink as well as the Smart Mix. So we're not cutting corners here. We're improving upon and adding to the family of our products for the benefit of all consumers.
Beautiful. So to repeat that, on a per ounce basis, you're getting the exact same amount of Moringa as in any of our other products. That's fantastic. And the green tea itself, with all the polyphenols and all the other science that's now being well known and out there on the market about the beneficial aspects of green tea, we're excited about that. Let's talk just a little bit about natural caffeine. Can you allude to what natural caffeine is, how it's different from what's happening out there in the marketplace, and how it's good for us?
In the tens of billions of dollars that are out there in energy drinks, they're using synthetic or man-chemically derived versions of caffeines in a lot of these products, which are harsh, harmful, and essentially not to the benefit of the consumer. We're using a natural form, and by natural form we all know that caffeine comes from botanicals, and we're using a form that is beneficial for mental clarity, alertness, without cardiovascular or heart palpitations and things like that. We're not jump-starting the electrical microcircuitry of a human in a way that could harm them. We're creating a synergistic effect in combination with all the other beneficial nutrients that we have in XM3.
Well, that's great. One of those synergistic combinations would be the desert tea in combination with the natural caffeine, correct?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Been used by humans for hundreds upon hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, and completely safe without synthesized or chemically extracted components like other versions have come to be, but absolutely essential in terms of what we're trying to deliver here in XM3 and actually have delivered.
Perfect. So you're speaking specifically about alkaloids, and desert tea does not contain any types of alkaloids. And so it's very healthy and safe for human consumption. And in combination with natural caffeine, it has a similar benefit as the green tea, right? In the same sort of effort.
Yes, it also improves respiratory effect. It's wonderful and has been used for treatment in colds in terms of homeopathic and other nutrient delivery for a long, long time. And as a result of this, improved respiratory with improved mental clarity, with improved suppression of appetite, but mental alertness is what everyone's looking for. I can't think of a better drink than what I've done here with XM3 for everyone in general, seniors, younger than baby boomer generation. I feel very, very good about this. Along with Zija and along with Smart Mix, this is clearly one of my crowning achievements in beverage development in my career.
Russ, let's round out a few more of the components that you have put into this literally category-creating, cutting-edge product. Can you speak a little bit to the quercetin that naturally occurs in this product, considered to be one of the highest known levels of quercetin in a botanical in the world, and niacin? Tell us a little bit, just real briefly, on quercetin and niacin.
Niacin is essential for proper utilization of all calories, as is vitamin D3 and many other things that we found in the science and the kinesiology and metabolic studies over the years. It's by no accident that these are naturally occurring in nature and were put there for our utilization if we have the mind and will and common sense to utilize them. Quercetin, as a powerful antioxidant, is very essential in a normal diet, primarily to stop free radicals or potential metastasization or aberration in cell growth and maintenance and health of cell growth. With exposure to toxins that are out there, with exposure to preservatives, stabilizers, all kinds of things that we're either environmentally exposed to or exposed to in our food and beverage intake, our cosmetic usage, it goes on and on. It's absolutely essential to have something as powerful as quercetin being consumed on an honest potency and dosage level daily in a wholesome and all-natural product like XM3, Zija, or Smart Mix.
Let's round it out with ginseng. Tell us a little bit about that herb and the synergistic effect.
Ginseng's been used in Asian medicine and Ayurvedic medicine and even Western in medicine for quite some time. It has wonderful characteristics in terms of increased circulatory abilities, oxidation or alertness. It also, in some forms and levels, can be used as a calming ingredient. It has the ability to help in terms of equilibration and alertness. So ginseng is bringing to the picture in a synergistic fashion with our many other components an extremely complex delivery for the three indices that we're talking about today.
So let me just round this out, and I want to throw this back to Mr. Larsen and talk about his own personal experience. Russ, when you take the components, first we begin with Moringa oleifera. We are the cutting-edge Moringa company. We have a proprietary patent-pending blend where we use the leaf, seed, and the fruit of this world-renowned botanical called the miracle tree. We start there with that blend. We add to it the green tea extract, all natural, the best that can be found. Desert tea, wild crafted, the best that can be found. Quercetin, niacin, all naturally occurring. Natural caffeine from the best sourcing. Ginseng that is natural and known throughout the world, as you've said. Putting those things together, we have created a unique product to address three major industries: the wellness industry, the appetite or weight management industry, and also the energy industry that we're all looking for. Mr. Larsen, tell us a little bit about your experience.
I wanted something in my life that would help me with the way I felt about myself physically, with a schedule and running that we do. It's hard sometimes to maintain our bodies the way we'd like to. I have found XM3 to give me all three of the things that we are focused on with XM3: the appetite, the energy, and the nutrition. I've been using XM3 as it's been formulated for the last couple of months. And my experience has been that I have lost pounds, I have lost inches, I have gained energy throughout the day, and I have felt great internally that I can tell that my nutrition level is sufficient with the rest of my diet, the rest of my active lifestyle. I can tell that XM3 as a focus point for me or a foundation for me has been perfect. How about you?
That's a perfect place to start for myself. My energy level has been absolutely stable, consistent, and through the roof since we began using this product. It's fast-acting, but it's long-lasting, and I'm very sensitive from my athletic career and powerlifting. I've tried lots of things over the years, but I have not found anything, one, that tastes this great, that immediately I feel it, but I feel it in a positive way without the shakes, with stability, and it occurs and lasts throughout the day as I continue to consume just a few ounces during the day. I've lost about 13 pounds, and I have a goal to lose about another 10, as well as a few inches. I've had a great experience with this product, and I know we have something that is unique, that's a category creator. And so one of the things we'll throw back to you, Mr. Larsen and Mr. Bianchi, is that, Russ, why are you so supportive and convinced that this drink is going to change lives, and it's also going to create a whole nother category that has never existed in this industry?
Invariably, the simplest answer tends to be the correct one. And the simple answer here is we are actually delivering, and one can feel very rapidly all of the benefits we've discussed today, but you're getting it without the jitters. This is really delivering something that isn't going to harm, that is going to truly benefit folks. And when people discover this, and its economics being so wonderful also in comparison to the pricing that's out there on these other things that actually harm, game over, guys. XM3 is in a category by itself for a reason. It really delivers on what we've been talking about and delivers it well at a wonderful and economical model and price.
Let me just tie a bow around this, and we'll close this up with these thoughts. First, if you really think about it in life, the premise around the discussion we're having, and if you're new to Zija, if someone handed you this audio recording, there's a couple things I suggest that you think about. In life, learn what you need to learn. The second thing is do something about it. Do what you need to do and be a better person, or be what you should be. So think about this for a moment. The premise is we're all looking for lifestyle enhancement. We have a beverage that's a category-creating beverage that addresses youth, health, activity, clean, green, and all the natural components that make sense for a product at this time and this stage of our history. So if you're listening to this for the first time, you're sharing it, you need to get back with the person who shared this with you to find out more about the miracle tree, Moringa, XM3, the Zija mission in general, about what we're trying to accomplish with, we believe, one of the most nutrient-rich, and the scientific world agrees, nutrient-rich botanicals ever studied in the world. We've created a spectacular product with one of the finest food formulators in the world in Russ Bianchi. We have all the right components. Get back with that person, learn more, be more, do more with XM3. I'm Brad Stewart, the president of Zija, here with my colleague, esteemed friend Rod Larsen, our chief executive officer, and I believe the finest food formulator in the world, Mr. Russ Bianchi. And that's our story, and we appreciate the time with you today.
Please understand that individual results vary, and different people experience different results from these products, as well as from this business opportunity. No guarantees, expressed or implied, are made. The discussion of various potential benefits to be derived from using these products or participating in this business are not meant as guarantees.